Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be taking a look at a long breakout of a wedge here on the S&P. Gorgeous breakout movement that we're seeing. This is also somewhat of a crown reversal as well. Now, the crown reversal is a relatively new thing that we've added to the School of Trade course material, so if you remember, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Gorgeous move up, beautiful rejection off the lows. We have a strong area of support coming in at 2031, and this is the the third time they've missed that test of 30 quarter support over and over and over and over again. So that being said, we're getting long at 34 and a quarter. Our stop is going to go down at 30 and a quarter. It's very obvious that they're defending that level, so that seems to be a perfect spot for our stop. In terms of upside movement, really looking for this to be a strong breakout. Now, because the stop is relatively large, I want to make sure that my risk versus my reward is at least 1-to-1. So normally I would want to take some profit off at this prior major swing back here, but because of our stop placement, we have to take some off at 38 and a quarter. Now we're going to take 3 contracts off there, and that gives us our 1-to-1 that we're looking for initially. After that, we're looking for a run back up towards the highs. The major area that really stands out at the moment is the top of the wedge. We've been wedging out ever since that peak, and maybe there's some, back there a little bit, but that should be the ultimate objective to the upside. So I'm going to look to target that last one right up there. Now, we can see there's a lot of buyers that are in this move. I think after this finalized failure to get down to that 30 quarter, a lot of buyers are swarming into this, and sellers are getting the heck out. So beautiful movement up, crown reversal. We have a wedge breakout, everything pointing to the upside. We're long at 34 and a quarter. Our upside target is going to be up first at 38 and a quarter. Again, that 1-to-1. It's going to be 4 points on the first target. The secondary target's going to be up to that wedge point high for 6 points on the last portion there. So now it's really just a matter of how fast do the buyers want to flood this thing higher, and we'll look to lock in our stop where we can. But until we start getting into, a little bit closer to our 38 quarter target, I'm going to leave the stop where it is. So we'll give the buyers a little bit more time and see if we can get that push up that we're looking for. Seeing the bulls hold this move up very, very strongly, I'm locking my stop in underneath our entry candle right here, just because of how strong that ended up being. There's no sense in letting it come all the way back down. So my stop right now is at 33, still looking for the target up to 38 and a quarter. With the amount of aggression that we're seeing the buyers come in on, we shouldn't have much of a problem getting up to that 38 quarter. The next objective up to those wedge highs, right at around that 40 quarter, arguably that we could front run this a little bit. Instead of going to 40 and a quarter, we could look to 39 and a half, and there we get that target filled. So we get the target filled on that first objective at 4 points. We can lock our stop down to 2 more contracts, and we'll put our stop to break even. So in terms of the way that we're moving right now, this last objective up at 39.5, it's definitely a feasible objective. The amount of aggression that we're seeing right now, honestly, I would say that if we get a halfway decent pullback that looks all right, there might be some reason to add into the position to ride a further move up. But for right now, everything is looking very, very strong. We got that first target filled. Now we're just looking for a little bit more follow through up to that final objective at 39 and a half. Stop is right at break even +1. Buyers back on the move here towards the highs. We're seeing them try to break out. I want to lock my stop in a little bit tighter here. Since we did break through the highs, but we're seeing some weakness up here, I want to make sure that I get my stop locked in at 36, just underneath this latest bull candle. And now that we've come one tick away, I really don't want to give anything back, so now I'm going to lock it in even tighter to 37. So worst case, we have, about 3 and a quarter points locked in, but looking for that final objective at 39.5. Again, it's definitely feasible to get another move up, all the way up into this resistance area at 42.5. It wouldn't be a surprise at all to see the buyers sweep into this and slam it up to that 42.5. But given the entry point and given where we are, the logical area that we should be going to is around that wedge start point. So I want to make sure that that's where my target is. If you do have more bullets in the gun, as they say, if you've got more contracts on the table and you want to look for a final objective, then you'd be looking for a move up to that 42.5 area as that final objective. So we've come one tick away from the target. The stop gets locked in nice and tight. We're looking for a 5 and a quarter point final move. Where we are right now, we can definitely see that we're getting a little bit grindy up here. We had this initial just smash through the move up, and now they're just trying to follow it through. I would assume a lot of sellers are probably trying to accumulate up at these highs for another move lower, which means that if we do get a strong move up, there's likely going to be a stop run, which may be what it takes to get up to that 42.5. But for right now, everything is looking still really good. We just need to see the buyers give it one last good push to get up to that 39.5, and we should be good to go. So yeah, we'll give the buyers a little bit more time here. Stop has trailed up to 37 now that we've come one tick away. We just need to see the buyers step up to the plate and finish the job. All right, so we pushed up, we see the buyers following up, but we never got a fill on our target at 39.5, which actually says quite a bit because we've been in this trade for a very long time, right? Every one of these candles is 5 minutes long. So the fact that we're not getting filled at 39.5 tells me that it might be more beneficial to move that target down to 39.25, not squander the profit that we have on the table, and if they come back up to that 39.5, I want to get out of the trade at 39.25. The stop is still locked in nice and tight here at 37.25, so we're not risking to give back a whole lot. But that being said, I do want to make sure that I at least get, a one tick offset on my target just to make sure that I get filled if they do go back up to the highs, and possibly form a micro double top. So we're testing the target here, testing, see if they can fill us at 39.25. There's going to be a lot of buyers sitting on that level. There we go. I'm sorry, a lot of sellers sitting on that level, especially given the fact that they couldn't fill us at that 39.5. So I would assume that we're probably going to get just a micro double top up here, and they may pull back a little bit before they come back higher. But moving the stop and the target in a little bit closer, 39.25 gets us filled for a beautiful move to the upside. And that's exactly what we were looking for. It made us kind of wait for it a little bit. Overall, $1,100 on the trade, so it's 1,100. In terms of ticks, that's 88 ticks on the trade. So really can't ask for much more than that, especially given everything going on today and how slow everything has been. Definitely not going to complain about 88 ticks in the bag. So that's going to do it for me. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com, and as always, we'll catch you next time.